An interesting life. An awful noise comes like a tree trunk splitting in two. While we watch in disbelief, a piece of the roof the size of a great dance simply vanishes. Rain gushes through the hole in torrents. Boss, I say, it's time. Jump on my back. And that's a good idea because. Why exactly? Because maybe you'll get your turn, I say. Your chance to have things go your way. I've had an interesting life. I want you to have one too. Bob, at best, you are buying me a couple extra minutes, boss says. Sis, I'm like 30 seconds older than you. You're not the boss of me. Please. Why? Just because you're a guy? I could take you down in a second with three paws tied behind my back. And if you get out of here and I don't, I continue ignoring her. There's a place I want you to go. Sit on the front porch, wait for the humans who live there. Who are you kidding, Bob? We're both about to die. 3 blocks up, 4 houses down on the left. Look for a big oak tree. Guy named Nutwit lives there. Nutwit? She's suppressing a smile. Say it, I command. Fine, whatever. 3 blocks up, 4 houses down, Nutwit. We go back and forth like that, arguing, bantering, trying not to hear the terror of our cage mates. And I think maybe I'm starting to hallucinate a little. I'm starving and freezing, and I feel kind of dizzy. All the smells and sounds are mingling together, and crazy as it seems, I actually think I catch a whiff of Ivan. Well, that's kind of cool, I think. At least I'll be remembering my best buddy when I die. There are worse ways to go. Hey, the water laps at my mouth, foul tasting and frigid. Now, I say to my sister, get on my back now. I'm saving you whether you like it or not. Something in my choked voice scares her, I guess, because she leaps right onto my back with a horrified yelp. I blink back muddy water. A silver presence looms before me. Still, I'm not entirely sure it's him until I get a real big old whiff of banana. Hey, Bob, says Ivan. Giant monkey and sea monster. The screeches of terror are ear splitting, and my poor ears have endured plenty by this point. Folks, I cry, relax. He's here to save us. Monkey? Screams the orange cat. Giant monkey! I beg you pardon, says Ivan. The bunny cowers in a corner of her cage. If King Kong is here to eat us, I'd rather drown. Sea serpent, screams the beagle. An arched gray trunk glides past. Ruby, I exclaimed. She's just tall enough to keep her head above the water. Ivan, Ruby, Snickers calls in a delighted voice. Over here, dears. Long time no see. Hey, Snickers, Ruby says. Snickers wag her drenched tail puff. My, how you, wait, how you've grown, sweetie. Excuse me, says Gray Muzzle. But maybe the happy reunion could wait till we're, not underwater? Ivan taps his chin. He's always slow, always deliberate. I like that about the guy. Except when I'm about to drown. We need to get all of you to higher ground, he says at last. But the current's tough to fight, even for Ruby and me. There's always the roof, I say, but it's damaged. Ivan nods. Seems there's a tree on it. Look, Uncle Bob, Ruby says, paddling back and forth. I'm an Ella mermaid. Kid always makes me smile. Good work, Ruby. I've got an idea, says Ivan. I'll take multiple trips, so I'm going to start with the smallest creatures and work from there. My sister gazes down at me from her perch on my back. You actually know this ape? He's my best pal. Ivan and I go way back. A long pause follows. Bob, boss finally says, you weren't kidding. You really have an interesting life. To safety. One thing about being a silverback, that strength of 8 men thing can come in handy. Ivan starts with the bunny and the dachshund, one in one in each arm, along with the two cats perched on his shoulder and head. One more trip, this time with the beagle and Snickers, and then Bob and me are on our way. Ruby holds tight to Gray Muzzle's collar, and he managed to paddle alongside her, using Ruby as ballast. It takes us a while to cross the street. The current's swift, and the water's up to Ruby's neck in place. Ivan, I ask as we approach the other side, did they find George and Julia? They're okay. A little banged up, but fine. They made it safely to the keeper's shed. Tree fell and blocked the door. I choke back a sob of relief. George was out looking for you when Ruby and I left. How? How did you find me? Ruby saw which way you were running, says Ivan. And don't forget that gorillas and elephants have great noses, Bob. Maybe not dog level, but not bad. We follow your stink, Uncle Bob, Ruby exclaims. When we reach the far side, I see where Ivan was deposited our fellow inmates. The parking lot of the donut shop, the lights inside are off, like everywhere else, but I glimpsed a few flickering candles and people are milling about. Come on, everybody, Ivan calls. Let's get you inside. I'm hoping these folks won't mind a bit of company. As we gather at the entrance, Boz pauses. I'm gonna head out, she says, avoiding my gaze. What? I demand. I just found you. You can't leave now. She hesitates. The puppy thought maybe I'd check. I mean, I know, he's probably gone. She looks at the muddy pavement. It's crazy, I know. Yes, I say firmly, it is crazy. Besides, you're too weak, and your paw is injured. My voice grows urgent. Think about it, boss. What are the odds he stayed in the car and waited for you? Who knows where he is by now? Yeah, she looks defeated. I suppose you're right. What's wrong, Bob? Ivan asks. My sister. Whoa, wait, this is your sister? Uncle Bob, Ruby interrupts, turning to Boss. Then that means you're my aunt. Boss has a puppy, I explained, stuck in a car near the bridge. I point with my nose. Ivan doesn't know his way around town the way I do. That way, not far. She wants to try to find him. But, well, he's probably long gone by now. I know my words are harsh, but I'm trying to protect Boss. No way that puppy is still alive. Ivan strokes his chin. Why don't we get everyone settled inside? He suggests. Then we can figure this out. Never mind, Boss says. Bob's right. It's nuts. Way too dangerous, and probably too late. Anyway, she takes a deep breath. He's not exactly the first pup I've lost. You'd think I'd be used to it by now, wouldn't you? I don't know what to say. I want to make her pain go away, but what can I do? I am no bigger than Boss is, and certainly no smarter. And I've got my own problems. My busted nose, my aching foot, my angry stomach. Looking out for numero uno. That's my motto for a reason. It's kept me alive this long. Then, to my surprise, some fool blurts, I'll go find him. And apparently, it's me.